Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women. Guys, first things first. Somebody came into my comment section last night and asked me a very pertinent question. She's from the Cayman Islands. And she wanted to know what dege dege means. She was referring to what I had said in yesterday's post about the 8 DNA tests that were done on 8 kids to verify the fathers, and where it was found that out of the 8 children who were tested for paternity, only one of those children had gotten the right father. Should I say the biological father? Because being the right father and being the biological father are, to me, are two different things. So when I was presented it, I had said out of all the 8 kids, it was only one dege one that got the right father. But this person not understanding Jamaican parlance, that individual wanted to know what dege means. So for those of you who are foreigners who might not understand what it means, it is called a reduplicative word, and it has no meaning within itself. It is just to emphasize how small a certain portion is. It's normally used when it's a dismal amount, like 1 out of 10,000 or 1 out of a ridiculously high amount. So for emphasis in Jamaica, we say only one dege one. And it's just used for emphasis. So, for those who didn't know, now you know. Anyway, while on the topic, let me remind you that coming up this Saturday, that is July 19th, I will be going live. And I may go up to maybe about an hour and a half, because I am titling that particular presentation Bun and Jacket. Man, Bun and Jacket Rumbar Talk. Of course, I mean slack and dirty rumbar talk. I will give them as much jokes as I want, and I'll be as raw, and I'm going to be as candid and as down to earth as I want to be. But I'm just going to give you guys the truth. Some people not going to like it, but we're going to face some realities next week Saturday. So look out for it. Bun and Jacket, slack and dirty rumbar talk. Anyway, moving on. Personally, I don't believe in destiny or karma or those kind of things. To me, those are nonsense. Nevertheless, when it comes to this specific story about this youth when named Jamar Brown, I have to say, man, him come on this land for a purpose. Jamar Brown, you're not supposed to be dead now. Jamar Brown, it is not your time to die. But I have to say, you're here for a purpose. I don't know what that purpose is, but it has to be a good purpose, or your side wouldn't still are going and come out today. So let me tell you guys what happened, then I give you the backstory. Because you know to these things, there's always a backstory. On Thursday, the 3rd of July, police acting on intelligence kick off a door to a house. Go in there. There was a young man in the house there. Hang on to him, put him to sit down in a corner and started searching the house. And they didn't have long to search. I then lift up him pillar so. But then find under it a Smith & Wesson airweight .38 revolver. Yeah man, black and chrome. Just like this one. While some police was searching the dresser drawer, and going in the night table and start look on the bed, they were ignoring the most obvious place. And after doing about 15 minutes of search, one of them just turned over the pillow. And right under the pillow that Jamar Brown was sleeping on, there was the .38 revolver. Now, you might ask, why police didn't look at the most obvious place. I'm going to tell you now the reason why. You see, because it is the most obvious place, police know say bad man now go put gun under them pillar. Because that is the first place police are going to look. And because police know say, bad man know say, under the pillar is the first place the police going to look. Bad man not putting them gun there. So police don't bother look under the pillar. I wonder if that makes sense too now. Anyway, when they find the gun, Bop Bop start ball. Oh, did I tell you no? Him name Bop Bop. Them call him, that is him street name, Bop Bop. And as we go on, I'm going to tell you how him get the name Bop Bop. And it's pretty interesting. What am going on here? Anyway, the police them start decide what we going to do with him. They start contemplate. What are we going to do with him? Him a 18-year-old. Him a shed eye water. And him don't want dead even though him have gun. And we hear some intimidate people. What are we going to do with him? And in a figure of speech, because this is a figurative speech now. By the mercy of God, them decide to spare him life. And them carry him in. They took him into custody, arrested him, took in the firearm as evidence, along with the 3 rounds that were inside the chambers. And he was charged for, of course, illegal possession of a prohibited weapon and illegal possession of ammunition. Oh, I was holding off on this story because somebody had promised to send me a picture of Jamar Brown, Bop Bop, but they haven't sent it yet, so I said, let me just run the story still. First of all, Bop Bop has now earned the dubious honor of being the first gunman who is actually found with a gun since the start of 2025 and has been taken into custody. Let us face it, Jamaican policemen are done with that. Not even Westmoreland police doing that again. The buckle police them in a Westmoreland, they are not carrying in a gunman anymore. And in all honesty, he may be the only one for all of 2025. So, it is clear how lucky he is. Now we know, in this new dispensation of crime-fighting ethos in Jamaica, police do not come for you at those hours and leave you alive. And it's not so much about the policies of the JCF or the government or any tactical philosophy. It's also about policeman becks that them have to come out, lose them night sleep and come out and come and look for you. Because at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., 2 a.m., them hours there, the policeman should have in bed asleep. Now, him have to come out of his bed because you're a gunman. So when him come for you, whether you have the gun on you or you have no gun on you or within 10 miles from where your gun is, the police going to fly your bat. He's going to fly your bat because apart from policy, him begs because you keep him away from him night sleep, and not just night sleep. Joe Grind at those hours, 4:30, might still have on him bed slippers and in him bathrobe. But here's the thing. Why would Joe Grind be in bed slippers at 4:30? Because Joe Grind is a very presumptuous fellow, you know. When you would kick off your bed slippers at the bedside and come in at your bed, Joe Grind will do no such thing. He might climb in your bed slippers. Very presumptuous fellow. So when policemen come and look for you and them bring you, once you them come look for, them going fly your bat. And them never fly for him bat. That is why I keep saying that Bop Bop must turn out into something good when all this is over. But let's watch and see. Anyway, let's continue. Anyway, let me tell you now about Bop Bop's story. First of all, Bop Bop love music. And he actually born in the Old Harbour area. But he has family at a place called Tower Hill, which is off Olympic Way. That's in Kingston. Or, put it even more precisely, it is in the Prime Minister's constituency. So he left Gardenwood district and he went to stay in Tower Hill, or we could say Olympic Gardens. And him take up with bad company down there. Every time him family talk to him and say leave the bad company, him just don't want to hear. And the signs were showing on him from he was about 15. Because I hear that he was going to Penwood High School and were getting into trouble there. But the reason why they call him Bop Bop was that him follow up any sound system where music are play. And from them days, anytime him hear a shots where him like, him put up him gun finger in the ear and go bop 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 bop. And we in Jamaica, we name you after things that you do or how you look. If you're fat, we call you bigger. If you're tall, we call you tall man or longer. If you have 1 hand, 1 foot or 1 eye or 1 ears or 1 anything, we call you one. Yes, everybody in Jamaica have a name. Anyway, let me get back to the story. He and his friends went over on the boulevard. And I hear that they hold up a business place on the boulevard, juke down the man, and them get that .38 special off the man. I hear it's an old man in his 60 enough, and he had this gun from way back when. That was before automatics became very popular. Now he was then given charge of that particular weapon because at the time he was an upcoming bad man. He's a bad man wannabe at the time. He didn't have his own gun. But now the rest had automatic pistols. But since this was the one revolver in the lot, and him last and the youngest in the game, they make him keep that. But guess what with Bop Bop now? Him wanted to be for him owner bad man. Him didn't want to be in any part of a group where he would be under any rules and regulations. Now that him have for him own a gun, he is going to go his own way and do his own thing. What him do? So, what did he do? He left Olympic Gardens and he went back to his district, Gardenwood district in Old Harbour. Here's the mistake that he made now. He didn't hide the fact that he had a gun and him chuck it on people in him area. As a matter of fact, I hear that he went to a district called Barton's. Barton's district, him go look woman, carry him gun with him, show off on the girl them up in a Barton's. Man up there who know him and feel say him go and get the girls because yes, girls love gunman. Them young girls them love gunman. And it's the people up there who know him who have some, because he had his contacts there in Barton's district. They knew his whereabouts and where he lived, and I hear that out of jealousy or him trying to look a girl where another man have, the man gave him up to the police to get him out of the race. So the police had been watching him for a while, coming and going, but he suspected something, so he didn't really walk with a gun anymore. First, the police didn't know his exact yard, and they had to curse out the place for a while until they realized where he was, because they walked with his photograph, because the person who sold him out gave the police a picture that they had snapped on their phone. And it was the Old Harbour police who went for him, and they went for him like 4:30 in the morning. Now people, let's keep this real. Who don't know say when police come kick off on the door, especially them wee hours of the morning there, somebody is about to die, or some people are about to die. And them got in upon him and left him alive. Now, I am not going to say anything much about this because this little token incident, there has to be a reason and a purpose behind it. So, let us watch and see what happens with Jamar Brown, a.k.a. Bop Bop. And I'm only hoping that something positive come out of this story, and that this young man turns his life around and know that he has been given a second chance, which he never did have to get. Thanks for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.